Hey, are we on? Are we live? All right, let's go.
June on the beat. June on the beat.
I need my dough. I need my dough. I need my dough. Mama, get about your feelings and run that dough. I need my dough. I need my dough. I need my dough. I don't know about you, but bro, I need mine though. I ain't got no home training like Chippers. I'm gamed up and I ball like the Clippers. Pull up in the beans full of rippers. Quit acting like you don't know, bitch, I been that nigga. I was all in Las Vegas catting off. You niggas can't fuck with me all week sauce. I was all in her Audi getting boss. I checked dough and I was out here like a boss. I don't smoochie, let me tickle that coochie. I need bread, my name should've been Lucci. Fuck your baby daddy, that nigga Boosie. Pimpin' on your man and she gon' bring it back to me, oh God. I need my dough. I need my dough. I need my dough. Mama, get about your feelings and run that dough. I need my dough. I need my dough. I need my dough. I don't know about you, but bro, I need mine though. Young nigga bout mine to get reckless. Play with my cake, it get hectic. Getting money, I perfected. You niggas got no hustle, that's real pathetic. I be on her back until she run it. You 99%, I'm the whole 100. She fagged off cause you didn't keep it 100. June come around, that's something they can't stomach. I make niggas sick when I roll through. You remember back then, bro, I told you. I'm with 100 niggas there fold you. And drop your body off and act like they never knowed you. I need it. I need my dough. I need my dough. I need my dough. Mama, get about your feelings and run that dough. I need my dough. I need my dough. I need my dough. I don't know about you, but bro, I need mine though. I need my dough.
I need my dough. What up? What up? What it do, y'all? This is Trav. I'm in the building. Let me go ahead and cam up real quick. Hey, so that's I Need My Dough by June. Why did I play that song? That's why I got into coding, because I needed my dough. You know, I was working in television, working in entertainment, worked, again, as I say, with ESPN, NFL Network, and had all the fun experiences in the world. But what people don't realize is that those jobs don't necessarily pay like people think in most positions. So, and it's a lot of work, a lot of time, and the pay that you get for how much you work wasn't worth it. So, hence why I play that song I just did, I Need My Dough, because I went to coding because I needed my dough. So, I have decided, because people were asking me about Trav, can you show me how to do coding? Can we do this? Can we do that? How we do this? So I decided that I'm going to start doing some live coding tutorials where I'm going to be actually going on freecodecamp.com. We're going to start from square one, and I'm going to show you guys how to do coding. So with that said, I got to get in the game and put on my coding spectacles. You feel me? Woo! So here we go. All right, so I'm going to share my screen, and from here, we are going to go and start doing some coding. So let me get the right screen up. Make sure no bullshit is on there. I got so excited to code today, I haven't even brushed my teeth yet. All right, so here we are. We are at freecodecamp.com. I'm going to go to the first page. Now, freecodecamp.com. I've already started this. I've done different things, but literally, let me sign out. Let me sign out so you guys can see the page. Yes, look at my beautiful self right there. It's connected to my GitHub, but let me sign out real quick where I do this sign out. Boom. Actually, can I make this full screen? Yeah, let me do that. I'm going to make it full screen. So let me sign in. Let me go to Free Code Camp. Or actually, I'll make it smaller because I need to go back and stuff. I'll make it bigger sooner. So this is a website, though, where you can learn all this coding for free, and it runs you through everything. If you see, you got responsive web design certification, 300 hours, JavaScript algorithms and data structures certification, 300 hours, front-end development library certification, 300 hours, data visualization certification, back-end development API certification, all this stuff. I haven't even ran through all this stuff. You don't even need to run through all this stuff, and you're going to get everything that you need to have a very prepared base to go into coding. Now, I recommend still, if you have the ability to do a boot camp, to still do that, just because if you're new to the game, you want to be around other people that are like you. You want to be around other people that are trying to do what you're doing, and you can kind of see where you stand with other people. You can get that social interaction. You might have to do projects with people, so you have to also know how to work in teams, how to share code, how to code in front of people, how to explain yourself. So you don't just always want to be in a silo. You can't do everything yourself. You can't just be in total isolation. You're going to have to network. You're going to have to talk with people. So that's where I say I think that you really should go to a boot camp. You don't necessarily need to, but for me, I would recommend it. I know there's people that haven't done boot camps but recommend, hey, I would have done it before. You might get people that say not to. My personal opinion, if you can, I think you should do it just so you can immerse yourself around other people that are doing what you're doing. So I would say you should do that. But with that said, let's go back to here. So we're here, and let's start from the top. So, responsive web design. Let me make this bigger. Expand this out a little bit. In this responsive web design certification, you'll learn the languages that developers use to build web pages: HTML, hypertext markup language for content, and CSS, cascading style sheets for design. First, you'll build a chat photo app to learn the basics of HTML and CSS. Later, you'll learn modern techniques like CSS variables by building a penguin, and best practices for accessibility by building a web form. Finally, you'll learn how to make web pages that respond to different screen sizes by building a Twitter card with Flexbox and a complete blog layout with CSS Grid. So yes, HTML and CSS is the basis of coding. It's the foundation. You're going to be using HTML as your skeleton. That's like if you're building a house, that's like putting down the foundation, the wood, the concrete, the electrical, all the foundation parts. The CSS will be like the paint, the drywall, putting in like the nice chandeliers, accessorizing. That's what you do to make it look pretty. So we're going to start here. Basic HTML and HTML5. HTML is a markup language that uses a special syntax or notation to describe the structure of a web page to the web browser. Fireman, what it do? What it do, brother? HTML elements usually have opening and closing tags that surround, that surround and give meaning to content. For example, different elements can describe text as heading, paragraph, or list item. In this course, you'll build a cat photo app to learn some of the most common HTML elements, the building blocks of any web page. So there it is. So we're going to start from the top. So say hello to HTML elements. Welcome to Free Code Camp. HTML coding challenges. We'll walk you through web development step by step. First, you'll start by building a simple web page using HTML. You can edit in your code editor, which is embedded in the web page. Do you see in your code editor that says H1 hello H1? So we got that right there. H1 hello H1 right there. Most HTML elements have an opening tag and closing tag. So right here you have your opening tag and you have your closing tag. And this is what it presents when you have your HTML page served up. It's just a big hello. Now we could change this, right? These are the opening and closing tags right here. So if I want to make this a H2, there's H1 to H6. H1 is the most important. H6 is the least important. And you start this with an opening tag and a closing tag. It's a closing tag because you have that forward slash right here, or backslash. I forget. It's a backslash, I believe. Let me look that up. I always get that wrong. I'm like, is that forward slash? I just be calling it a slash. So what is a backwards? Yeah. So that's a backslash this way. So it's a forward slash. Thank you. So yeah, you're gonna use your forward slash. Backslash is the other way. So opening tags look like this, closing tags look like this. So this challenge is to pass this test on the challenge, change your H1 elements text to say hello world. Very simple. When you do most of your first projects with things, hello world is going to be like your first project that they do. That's kind of like the norm of introduction. So all I'm doing to make this from hello to hello world is simply typing world right here. You see it's updated. Run the test to see if I did it right. Ooh, way cool. I'm in the game. So now we're going to go to the next challenge. You know what? Let me sign it. You know what? I don't need to do that. I'll kind of just write down where I'm at. You know what? I'll probably sign in another time. I'm just going to write down where I'm at. I don't need to sign in to do that. I'll know where I'm at by the time I'm done. All right. Next one. Over the next few lessons, we'll build an HTML5 cat photo web app piece and ask questions as you go. If you have any questions while I'm going, you want me to stop, you want me to do anything, let me know. I will go ahead and do that. But if not, I'm going to continue. So over the next few lessons, we'll build this app. H2 element will be adding in this step. It will add a level 2 heading to the web page. This element tells the browser about the structure of your website. H1 elements are often used for main headings, while H2 elements are generally used for subheadings. There are also H3, 4, 5, and 6 elements to indicate different levels of subheadings. Add an H2 tag that says cat photo app and create a second HTML element below your hello world H1 element. Very simple. So all I'm doing is adding this cat photo app right here, this text in between an H2. So I'm going to copy this. Come down right here, make this a H2. Make sure that you have your closing tag with your forward slash. Literally copy this text. Put that in there. We see our output right there. And I'm going to run this test. Ooh, gotta code them all, Pokemon. Boom. All right, now we're going to go to the next challenge. So this is what Free Code Camp is, y'all. If you checking this out for the first time, you've never done this, this is literally what you do. It's just going through these steps. It's going to tell you what to do, start you from scratch, and have you go through this. It's just, are you going to put in the time? Again, I've said before on different things, I can give you the answers, but are you going to put in the time? But most people don't put in the time. They wonder why they're not getting where in their life. They're not disciplined. They're not focused. They have too many distractions, and their life summation is like this. Don't got shit going on for themselves. So let's go on to the next one. Misha, what up, what up? Morning. Yes, this is Coding with Trav. We're going through all these different things. If y'all just joined in, I'm up in this thing. I am showing y'all how to code. We're going to have fun while doing this. This is going to be the start of a series. You can see I'm doing it, and I'm explaining this as best I can, which I think is pretty damn good. You feel me? I'm in this thing. All right, so next. Inform with the paragraph element. P elements are the preferred element for paragraph text on websites. P is short for paragraph. You can create a paragraph element like this. Again, opening tag, closing tag, I'm a P tag. Create a P element below your H2 element and give it the text hello paragraph. Note, as a convention, all HTML tags are written in lowercase. For example, P, P, and not capital P, P. I feel like, you know what's funny? I'm going to take just a little thing. I feel like I'm becoming like the LeVar Burton of coding right now. You know what I'm saying? Y'all remember Reading Rainbow? That's kind of what I want to go through with this because LeVar Burton made it tight to learn. You remember you be in class and then you'd have like the TV or whatever and LeVar Burton would come on and then you would watch it and like things that were just hella simple. He just made fun. Nelly Nell, what up? What up? You feel me? So y'all remember this, right? Oop, hold on real quick. Y'all remember this? Hold on, let me start this from the top. Got to get my mixer game right. Let me put this up. Y'all remember this?
Butterfly in the sky, I can go twice as high. Take a look, it's in a book, a reading rainbow. I can go anywhere, friends to know and ways to grow, a reading rainbow. I can be anything. Take a look, it's in a book, a reading rainbow. A reading rainbow. A reading rainbow.
That's what I'm about to be with y'all with this coding. I'm about to be the LeVar Burton in this hoe. You know what I'm saying? Reading rainbow, you feel me? So that's all it is, man. Learning is fun, but the problem is, this is just a side note. We don't make learning fun, and the reason why is because we don't pay our teachers. Our best talent goes to where the money is at. But in our country, I could just speak for America, we don't empower teachers because we don't pay them. We need our best to be in there. We need to pay our teachers and give them incentive to want to teach our children. And that's why we don't have this going on in our classrooms. That's why it sucks, because the best of the best of the best are not going to go where the weakest money is at. They're going to go where the best money is at. So we have to change that. I don't know. We have to change our society. We literally empower these dumbass athletes that are out here in this day and age playing unmeaningful games and going over here and getting damn strippers and IG models pregnant and not being responsible. That's who we're empowering in this day and age, because most of us want to be entertained and we don't want to put in the work. And that's the reason why our teaching sucks. But I'm going to be doing this on my channel and I'll be going through this coding. So let me go back to what I was doing. Oop, which one do I need? There we go. All right, so let's go back to this example right now. So, all right, so we're on P tags, right? So this says create an element below your H2 element and give it a hello paragraph. All right, that's pretty simple. So all I'm going to do is take this and copy it. A lot of coding is copying and pasting. So again, it's just saying take this, give it the text hello paragraph. So I'm going to copy this, put that in. All right. Your code should have a valid P tag. Oh, it's not valid. Let's put that in. Now it's official, like a referee with a whistle. Your P element should have a text hello paragraph and it have a closing tag. Again, as a closing tag, because you have the / right here. Run the tests. Hey, you're a wizard, Harry. Nah, it's Trav. Get that right. You know what I mean? All right, let's go to the next one. Go to the next challenge. So, Afi King, what it up? What up, man? What it up? What up? I know it's early in the morning. I just drank a Red Bull. It hasn't fully taken effect. I haven't even brushed my teeth yet, so I'm glad that I don't got smell-o-vision on this thing, because I would have no followers. They'd be like, nigga, go brush your teeth. All right, so next. Fill in the blank with placeholder text. So, web developers traditionally use lorem ipsum text as placeholder text. The lorem ipsum text is randomly scraped from a famous passage by Cicero of ancient Rome. Lorem ipsum text has been used as a placeholder text by typesetters since the 16th century. Damn, it's hella old. And the tradition continues on the web. Well, 5 centuries is long enough. Since we're building a cat photo app, let's use something called kitty ipsum text. Hella corny, but it'll work. Replace the text inside your P element with the first few words of this kitty ipsum text. Your P element should contain the first few words provided by the kids. So I think it's just whatever I want to copy from that. So I'm just going to take this. Kitty ipsum dolorsit amet. We're going to put that in here. So again, just copy and paste it. This is what a lot of coding is, to be honest with you. You don't have to remember all this off the top of your head. You know, when we were in school and they were like, you can't cheat on the test. In coding, you can cheat on your projects. You're going to be literally just knowing. You can't remember all this. But what you're going to do is just remember like the macro level of it. Oh, I got to do this. You're going to re-Google something that you've done before, and you're going to take it, copy it, and put it in. That's the majority of coding. It's not you have to know this off the top of your head. So I put this in. This should be good. Let me run all the tests. Hey, what sorcery is this? It's just Trav doing business. You feel me? That's all it is. Let's go to the next challenge. You know what? Let me go back to this view. I got to get some water real quick. Like, a bruh's parched. Like I said, I just woke up. So give me a little music break for a second. I'm going to go get some water. Then I'm going to come back and we're going to continue. So let's see what song I want to play. All right, here we go. All right, so let me get some water. I will be back in 1 second.
Got my name in the ghetto, make it rain in the ghetto.
See, I'm so live and direct, though. I pull up in the flesh, though. See, we ride in the west, nigga, ride with your vest on. I put 9 in your chest, though. We gon' die for the set. Got my name out the ghetto. Got my game out the ghetto. The top bang in the ghetto. That's when it rain in the ghetto.
Give it up till I'm dead in this shit. Push the line for this crippin', I done bled in this shit. Keep it solid from the bottom to the tip top. Stand up, we don't fold up a flip flop. Earn my name in the trenches. Really rockin' in the field, not sitting on benches. Reporting live from the front line. Ain't no catting off on the homies when it's crunch time. Draco got a drum in it. Make a sucker mama cry, but my niggas having fun with it. No, you don't wanna go there. You might have a little heart, but I put a big hole there.
I'm so live and direct, though. I pull up in the flesh, though. See, we ride in the west, nigga, ride with your vest on. I put 9 in your chest, though. We gon' die for the set. Got my name out the ghetto. Got my game out the ghetto. The top bang in the ghetto. That's when it rain in the ghetto.
I was raised in the zone.
I know this thing hits, they're going to be like, who is this thug coder? Just because of the way I play music and I'm black. I already know that's what it's going to do. Thug coding. Even though I'm not a thug, but you know it's going to come. I guess that's my fault, though, because of the fact that I be playing the type of music I play and shit. But it is what it is. I think that'll set me apart. All right, so let's get back to it. Nothing but to do it. All right, so this says uncomment HTML. Commenting is a way that you can leave comments for other developers within your code without affecting the resulting output that is displayed to the end user. Now, yeah, this is important. I'm guilty of this too. It's good that when you write code that you put comments in what you do, because just because we can code, sometimes you can look at people's stuff and it takes you a while to understand what's going on, because it's not that you don't understand code, but you have to understand the logic and the business principles or the app principles of what you're doing. So it helps when people leave comments over different algorithms or different methods, because then it tells you what's going on. And then from there, it just, you go, oh, okay, I get it. You know what I mean? Let's see. I took intro class coding my junior year in college, and I did bad in it, LOL. Now, I wasn't that good at coding when I first started. I'm going to be real with y'all. Let me go back just to me. So, again, I came from a TV background, entertainment background. I avoided STEM for my whole life because of my ignorance to it and because I wanted to do other things. So when I first did my coding class, I'm going to be real with y'all, I was like one of the worst students in the class. But and I could tell some people could see that. And just for me as a black man, I felt like I was fulfilling the stereotype. So I was like self-conscious about it. And I could tell like people didn't want to work with me on certain projects and stuff like that. But again, I mean, I knew that from my other life lessons in life, you know, losing 80 pounds and working in TV and getting myself together, getting better in the dating scene and all that. I knew that as long as I didn't quit, I would get there. Because there's no way you can put your time and effort into something and after 4 or 5 years, you're not going to do well in something. So, I just kept at it and then it worked. So, I understand that. You might not be hot at first. And you probably, to be real with you, Nelly, you probably just didn't put enough time in. That's not a knock, but, you did bad and you got discouraged. And that's understandable. But you just got to keep going. You know what I mean? All right, let's go back. So, it says, uncomment your H1, H2, and P elements. All right, cool. So all you're going to do right here is see right here. This is the start of your comments. This is the end of your comments. So all you're going to do is take this out. Take that out. And you see how it went from green and now it's colorized with the burgundy and the black? That's all that is. So now it says your H1 should be visible. It's visible. Your H2 should be visible. It's visible. Your P should be visible, and no trailing comment tags like that. Looks like we're passing it. Let's see if we run the test if it's good. Boom, bingo. So we good. All right, so let's go to the next one. Now, comment out HTML. Remember that in order to start a comment, you need to use that. And then to end it, you need to use that. Here, you'll need to end the comment before your H2 element. Comment out your H1 and your P elements, but not your H2. Simple. So again, a lot of coding is going to be just copy and pasting. So this is commented. I'm going to put this right here, though, so you can see it and take this one out. I'm going to take this off, put that here. So you see this is commented out, and you don't see it over here in the output. I'm going to take this, copy it, and it said do it on the P tag too. Yes, I'm gonna do it on the P tag. See how it's green. End it. So see, we have the H2 here. We have this there. We have that there. Now, let's see. Your H1 should be commented out so that it's not visible. Your H2 should not be commented out so it is visible. Your P should be commented out so that it is not visible. Each of your comments should close with that. Yes, yes. You should not change the order of the H1. No, it's not order changed. Let's do this. Ooh. All right. To the 9s. All right. Go to the next challenge. How long are we going? 27 minutes. All right. We're going through this thing pretty quick. That's good. That's good. And again, thank y'all for being here. Again, if y'all have any questions, I will stop. Let me know. Let's go to the next thing. Delete HTML elements. Our phone doesn't have much vertical space. Let's remove the unnecessary elements so we can start building our cat photo app. Delete your H1 element so we can simplify our view. So your H2 element should be on the page. Your P element should be on the page, but not your H1. Very simple. Run the test. Over the top. We good. That reminds me, y'all seen that movie Over the Top with Sylvester Stallone? That was like a super sick ass movie. Y'all remember when at the end he's like, yeah, yeah. That was my movie, bro. I love 80s movies, bro. These movies be sucking compared to the movies back in the day. All right, enough of that. Let's continue. All right, so let's go to the next challenge. Introduction to H5 elements. HTML5 introduces more descriptive HTML tags. This includes main, header, footer, nav, video, article, section, and others. Nelly Nell, you're up in here. How is my explanations going? Are you getting everything I'm saying? Let me know. I'll take a break if people need help. You know what I'm saying? Let me know what you think. Hey, you haven't seen that? Bruh, you haven't seen Over the Top with Sylvester Stallone? Hey, that movie hard, bruh. You gotta go see that. It's basically, I think it was him with his son, and he wants to win like an arm wrestling match to get money and stuff. I forget the whole plot, but the movie's hella epic. One dude drinks like gasoline. Yeah, the movie's tight. All right. So these tags give descriptive structure to your HTML, making your HTML easier to read. It helps with search engine optimization and accessibility. The main HTML5 tag, what you call it? Explain that more. Said, I haven't seen that. Fast Times at Ridgemont High. I haven't seen that. I got to catch that one. Cool so far. Some of technicals you can break down. Let me know more about that. Like, what you mean? Do I need to get more descriptive? Do you need to, am I going too fast? Let me know. Like I said, if I ever need to take a break, you know, and go more in depth, I can. So just put it in the comments. We'll do that. All right. So introduction to HTML5 elements. HTML5, okay, we did that. We talked about that. Example usage, a main element with two child elements nested in it. Okay, so this is what this is, right? So this is a parent element, and then these are child elements because the parent encloses the parent goes in you go. Let's see, what does it say? It says, yeah, you go in depth a little bit. Okay, we'll figure this out as we go. I'm still not totally understanding that, but that could just be me. Again, it's early. I got my Red Bull in, but I'm probably still a little out of it. But we'll figure it out. Like I said, be a little more descriptive. Just say, hey, stop, go over this part again. I'll go over that part if I need to. All right, so main. So see main like this. This is your parent elements, right? These are your child elements. The reason why you know that is by the indentation, and it's inside of it. So see, this opens. So this main tag opens right here, this element. Inside of this element, you have a H1 and a P. These are the child elements nested, nesting meaning inside of the parent elements. So once these are done, see these open, close, and then this is the closing of that parent element. Let me know, press 1 if you follow what I'm saying. So many of the new HTML5 tags and their benefits are covered in the applied accessibility section. Create a second P element with the following text. Then create a main element and nest only the two P elements inside that main element. Okay, so it's just going to be like this. Again, copy, paste. I'm going to take this first one, cut it. You need to cut it and put it right here. And then it said create a second P element. We already have a P element right there. And I'm going to copy this text. And that's going to be my second P element. Now we come down. Now, this is another thing with coding. You're going to have criteria for your different jobs. So when you get a project from your project manager, your supervisor, there's going to be usually it's with Jira, which is a project management tool, and it's going to tell you the criteria. You need to do this step A, B, C, D, E. So once you code all your stuff, you want to go through your criteria, acceptance criteria, and make sure it's passing everything. So you should have two P elements with Kitty Ipsum text. We have two elements with Kitty Ipsum text. Each of your P elements should have a closing tag. Closing tag, closing tag. Your code should have one main element. Yes. Your P element should contain the first few words of the private boom. Your main element should have two paragraphs elements as children. Main with two P tags as children. The opening main should come before the first paragraph. Yes. The closing main should come after the second. Yes. I don't know. It doesn't say anything about not having the H2. It could have probably been better with that description, but I'm going to keep it as is. I'm going to just do that so it looks better. Let me run this test. Boom. We got it. All right. Go to the next one. Okay. Add images to your website. You can add images to your website by using the IMG image element and point to specific images URL using the source attribute. SER means source. An example of this would be, so this is what this is. This is the image tag. Now, here's a note. Image elements are self-closing. So this is just like kind of just something you get over time. I don't know why they decided to do it like this or not. There's no rhyme or reason, I don't think. But it's just, usually see how there's a closing tag for all these? You have an H2 and then a closing H2. You have a main, a closing main. Images don't have closing tags. So you don't have to worry about that. So this is the image, and it's basically saying, here's the source. Where are we grabbing this image from? We're grabbing it from this URL. So on the internet, this image is located at this URL address. And we want this image from this URL address to show. That's what we're doing. So press 1 if you understand what that means. So all image elements must have an alt attribute. The text inside an alt attribute is used for screen readers to improve accessibility and is displayed if the image fails to load. So yeah, so the alt tag, right? See? This bringing me back to MySpace. Yeah, bruh. MySpace was a lot of intro to coding, and we didn't realize it. And see, we think that everything has to be super complex. We think that if you want to do something, it has to be just super, like with STEM and all that it's like this big rocket science, Tony Stark, Iron Man type thing where it's like, it's just this superhero type stuff that you got to have. No. And I think it's done on purpose. I'm not totally sure why, but it's misrepresented. I don't know why in our schools and in our media and all that, we don't have programming that makes it easier to understand this stuff. Why did they do that? I don't know. But hey, your boy's here to put some paint where it ain't. And I feel like through this, y'all are understanding this pretty good. So hey, that's what I'm going to do. I don't understand it. And when I started learning this stuff, it actually pissed me off because I was like, school needs to do a better job of showing us this stuff and exposing us early to this. Why are they not doing this? They tell us this is important, but they're not showing us why it's important in a good fashion. So I don't get it, but hey, that's the benefit of YouTube. All right, so it must have an alt tag. So why they say that? Yeah, alt tag. The reason why is because alt tags are used. So sometimes like the server could be down for where the image is at. So if the server is down, even though if you have the right source URL for your image and your code is right, the image won't show. So I'm sure, let me see if I could, I'll do it on here. Let me go on like Google Images. Let me just look up an image. Let me look up, I don't know, football, right? Go to image. Yeah, I definitely don't watch the NFL after all that stuff I dealt with. So here's an image right here. So this is showing, right? Let me see example of alt tag. Let me do that. That would be better. Example of alt tag. Yeah, so this is an example right here. So see how this right here, this image right here is, I'm gonna make this bigger. So see how right here on this alt tag, this is what the image is supposed to be right here. And then if you hover over it, sometimes this is the alt tag will show. This is the alt text right here. Corgi puppy laying on the beach. Now, if the image doesn't show up for any reason, this is what's gonna show. And then for people who are, disabled or blind and they can't see this, this is what's going to show on a screen reader or be read out to them so that they can see this. So it's for accessibility purposes. So you put that in for people that can't see it or if the image doesn't load correctly. That's what that is. All right, let's go back. This is cool because I'm actually reinforcing the principles that I've learned. This is beginner stuff, but sometimes we have to read this. Sometimes as coders, we forget things, So this is just, it's like, it's helping me solidify the principles. So this is dope. All right, so ideally an alt attribute should not contain special characters. True. So let's add an alt attribute to our image example. So you see right here, here's the image, here's the source, and here's the alt text. So it says, let's try to add an image to our website. Within the existing main element, insert an image element before the existing P tag. Now set the source to this so it points here, and don't forget to have an image with alt text. So we're going to copy this. And it says an image before the P tag. So inside the main, it looks like. Yeah, because it's the main content. See, now the image came up. Boom. Nice cat. Looks like his name is Paddington or something like that. All right, so it says, we added this in. Have alt. So let's see. It says your page should have an image element. Here's our image right there. Your image should have a source attribute that points to the kitten image. It has a source attribute. We see that it's working because the image is showing. And it should have alt text. Alt text, a business cat wearing a necktie. Looks like we passed everything. Let's see. Run the tests. What's wrong? Your image should have a source attribute that points to the kitten image. I think it does. I mean, it's showing right here. What am I doing wrong? Uh-oh. Oh, I have the wrong URL. See? That's something that happens in coding too. You'll think you're doing everything right and you'll get stuck on a problem sometimes. It could take like an hour and it'll be something simple because you did everything else right. You're like, what the hell is wrong? It looked right. So boom. All right, so let's change that. Okay, now it's the cat they want. The other picture was better. That shit looked hella weak. All right, let's run the tests. Now we're good. All right, cool. All right. Let's see. We got link to external pages with anchor elements. You can use an A anchor element to link to content outside of your web page. A elements need a destination web address called an href. They also need anchor text. Here's an example. So an anchor is just a link. We all click links. So if you click a button like this is an anchor. There's an anchor in this button, and it's just a link to go somewhere. The href tells you when you click this, go to this URL. That's what the href is. It's the hypertext reference. I think that's what it means. Basically, where are we going when we click this button, aka href? Why they call that, I don't know. And that's the thing with computers. Sometimes things are named things that aren't intuitive, like stuff you wouldn't think. So I would just put like A, and now I would have called this link. Like, where is it going? But that's me. But it's usually guys that are engineering guys with no normal social skills that made this stuff. Hence why it's not intuitive to the normal person. But it also works to our benefit because it, what do you call it? If you're willing to learn it, it makes it harder for people to learn. And the people that push through, that's why we get paid more. You feel me? So it says, then your browser will display the text link. This links to freecodecamp.org as link as you click, and that will take you to the web address. So we're going to create an A element that links to this and has cat photos as its anchor text. All right, so I'm going to copy this, and we're going to paste it in. Where does it say? It says create an A element that links to your cat, to your links to this and has cat photos as its anchor text. I don't think it matters where I put it, so I'm just going to put it right here. So that's it. We all know what a link is, right? Boom, that's it right there. Then it says it's going to link here. So this is where we're going. So what's happening here? This is an anchor, aka a link. When we click the link, this is where we want to go. So when I click here, we're going to this URL, opening and closing tag, and see, this is the display text that tells you what this link is going to display that you click on. So we're changing this to cat photos. Cat photos. So your A element should have an anchor text of cat photos. We have that. The anchor text is in between the opening and closing tag. So it's not in here. It's not inside of these brackets here and here. It's inside of the opening and closing tag. You need an A element that links to there. Yes, it does. And it should have a closing tag. We do because of that /. Let's run the tests. Boom. You're on fire, baby. Hot like fire. All right, next. I just made an account with Free Code Camp. Boom! Give yourself a round of applause, man. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. And I hope through doing this, you see that it's not so like mystical and, you know, different and all that. It's just putting in the time. You know what I mean? A lot of people just don't want to put in the time. But what is it that you're going to be doing anyway? Like, and I guess let me just go back to my high horse, I guess. But in this day and age, like, what else do you have to do? I just know for me, I've been there, done that. I've done all these different things, went out to the clubs, dated different women, went to different events, traveled different places, and I still want to travel. I still want to do some of those things here and there. But when you don't have your life together, your purpose together, when you don't have your chips together, that could be discouraging, no matter how much fun you have with the other stuff. It just gives you mental clarity when you find something that you know is going to take care of you financially and keep you stable so that you can do other things. So, Steve, I appreciate that, bro. To be able to say that I could do this and get somebody to sign up and take action, bro, that makes me happy. Like, this is great. This is very motivating for me because, like I said, I'm being accountable to y'all. I'm going to keep doing these videos with my other things. Man, thank you so much for being here and listening to me. It's an honor to know that people want to take my advice. It really is. I don't take this for granted. It's very rewarding. All right, let me go back here. You know what? I'm going to take another quick break real quick. I'm going to be back in like 2 minutes. I got to actually use the restroom real quick, but I'm going to come back. So I'm going to play some slaps for y'all. So I will be back and enjoy the music.
June on the beat, June on the beat.
Y'all nigga know how I rock. Duct tape on the handle with a yacht. All a nigga know I get guap. They don't wanna see me on top. Y'all nigga know how I rock. Duct tape on the handle with a yacht. All a nigga know I get guap, but they don't wanna see me on top. 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 Free all a nigga know I get guap. Y'all nigga know how I rock. Duct tape on the handle with a yacht. Duck tell a nigga know I get guap, but they don't wanna see me on top. Still high from that couple slime. I bang the hook, I'm in love with mine. Fell off a couple hundred times, but I got it back, it happened all the time. Started off so ran rapid though, my little brother died, shit I had to slide. Circle smaller than a rat in mine. Circle smaller than a rat in mine. Fruit Loop got roaches in it. I'm from the trenches, I ain't gotta lie. The older homies got hella bodies. Them the ones that I idolize. Said trip to my death day. Ain't no way that I'ma compromise. I don't switch on that glickery. You know I wouldn't got the bitch modified. Y'all nigga know how I rock. Duct tape on the handle with a yacht. All a nigga know I get guap. They don't wanna see me on top. Y'all nigga know how I rock. Duct tape on the handle with a yacht. All a nigga know I get guap, but they don't wanna see me on top. 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 All a nigga know I get guap. Y'all nigga know how I rock. Duct tape on the handle with a yacht. All a nigga know I get guap, but they don't wanna see me on top.
All a nigga know is get guap. Shit, I'm trying to get papered up. All a nigga know is that block.
Man, ain't nobody doing coding tutorials and playing slaps like this, bro. They're not. I'm telling you, if this goes viral, I already know motherfuckers gonna be like, have you seen the Thug Coder? They always want to do some shit like that. I remember I was doing a comedy class, and I was the only like black dude in there, and people thought I was funny, but I told them up front, you know, I'm not a thug. I'm like the nerd around all the black folks. They still said I needed to do a segment called Thug Notes just because I was black and some of the stories I was talking about. I was like, bruh, you have to be one way to people, bruh. It don't matter. I can start out with I'm not a thug and I still get put in the thug category by certain people. Just hella funny, bruh. All right, anyway, let's go back. All right, so we are on link to internal sections of a page with Anchor Elements. Anchor elements can also be used to create internal links to jump to different sections within a web page. To create an internal link, you assign a link's href attribute to a hash symbol plus the value of the ID attribute for the element that you want to internally link to. It's getting a little more complicated now. Not really, but it is. You then need to add the same ID attribute to the element you are linking to. An ID is an attribute that uniquely describes an element. Below is an example of an internal anchored link and its target element. Okay, so what this means is basically, let me make it more simple. So this, as we said, is an anchor element, right? We're going to be repeating different things over and over and over again because repetition is what creates skill and talent. So here's an anchor tag. Here's our href of basically what are we going to. Now, we're not going to, what it means is when we have something like this, where it's the HTTPS, a link, this is going to somewhere outside of our page, right? What this is saying is we want to click on something and it's going to take us to a section of the page we're in. So let's say this was like a super big page, right? And there was stuff down here at the bottom down here that you couldn't see and you had to scroll down to see. Well, instead of scrolling down to see it, you'll click the link and it'll automatically go down to that section for you. Type 1 if you're following what I'm saying. It'll probably illustrate what we're going to do, but basically it's saying instead of having to find a certain section of the page we're on and scroll and go to it, I could just click this link and it'll go down to that section of the page for me. And that's what is being indicated by this pound sign right here. It means we're going to somewhere inside of the page we're at right now. So here's the example. So it's a href. There's going to be a contact header we're going to go to, and then the text is going to be contacts, and then here's our closing tag with the /. So when the user clicks the contacts link, they'll be taken to the section of the web page with the contacts header element. So it's saying, so like let's say I had this set to go to the bottom down here. I would click it and then boom, it would automatically go to the bottom right here. So change your external link to an internal link by changing the href, this right here, to footer, and the text from cap photos to jump to bottom. Okay, so we're going to do that right now. So we're taking this. And my lips are chapped like a motherfucker right now. I'm glad y'all, if y'all see it, man, it's in HD, I apologize. Man, if I smile too hard, I'm about to bleed to death. All right, so let me take this. I'm going to change this again to footer, right? And then it says, and the text from cap photos to jump to bottom. So again, we're just copying and pasting. Boom. So we changed our href to footer. We have the pound link, and then we have jump to bottom. Remove the target blank attribute from the anchor tag since this causes a linked document to open in a new window tab. Yeah. So what this is, I saw that. I'm glad I said this. So target blank. What this just means is that if you specify this on an anchor tag, if you click the link, it opens in a new window. So like this is a window right here, or this is a tab, but this whole thing I have is a window. If I click this, it'll open up a whole new window and go to that link. So sometimes you want that to happen. Sometimes you don't want that to happen, depending on how the behavior is of what you want. I don't know why they didn't just put like new window, yes, go, or new window, no, or something like that. I don't know why they called it target blank with the underscore or underline in the front. Again, these are engineers that made this that don't have social skills and don't know how to make this easy in layman terms. I would have made it like that or something similar. But again, that's probably why it pays a lot, because people don't want to take the time to learn this. It's like Enigma code in a way, I guess. So it said remove it. So we're going to remove it. And then add an ID attribute with the value footer to the footer element at the bottom of the page. So they put this in already. We didn't do this, but they added this already. So this is what's creating the situation to where we can go to the internal link. So we're going to make an ID, and we'll talk more about IDs in other videos. It'll probably come up in the actual projects. But this footer ID, it's going to go here, and it's going to be an ID means it's a unique assignment, like a unique assigner of what it is, like an ID, basically a unique identifier. Only you can have, there's IDs and classes. So I'm gonna just go over this real quick. Maybe we can let me take this down. So an ID, when an element has an ID is unique. There's only one ID. So if you have one element that's going to be one of one as far as behavior or styling, you would give it an ID. If you're going to have multiple elements that have the same type of styling, so let's say you have different buttons on your web page, but you want all the buttons to look the same, then you would give it a class. Because then when you make buttons, you'll assign a class to it, and then all the buttons have the same class, so they all look the same. There'll be more examples, I'm sure, to come up with that, but let's focus on this. So add an ID and put the value footer to the footer element. So footer, ID, footer. So we have it set right here. Press 1 if you're still in this thing. And then we reference the ID by putting the pound sign. We're also going to do that in styling too. When we reference IDs in links and CSS, you say go to the ID pound sign, go to the ID that's footer. If there was another element with the ID of, let's say, header, you would have another link and there would be pound sign header. So let's make sure we're following our acceptance criteria. There should be only one anchor tag on your page. Okay, so here's one anchor tag. Is there any more? No, doesn't look like it. No, not. This is coding, y'all. Like it gets a little harder, but a basics of coding is just reading, being patient, being diligent, paying attention. We're coding right now. This ain't, you know what I mean? This ain't some little, I'm not doing some little thing that ain't, is what it is. So there should only be one footer. Only one. The A tag should have an href attribute set to footer. Yeah. So let's go up. The anchor tag should have an href set to footer. And we know that it's going to be going to, boom, with the pound sign. The A tag should not have a target attribute. Now we deleted that thing. The A text should say be jump to bottom. The text, again, it's inside the opening and closing tag. Jump to bottom. The footer tag should have an ID attribute set to footer. ID footer. Boom. Think we're good. If we're not, this will tell us what's wrong. Ooh. Boom. Go to the next challenge. All right. Where we at time? We're at an hour right now. I'll probably go for like 30 more minutes. We'll see. All right. So nest an anchor element within a paragraph. You can nest links within other text elements. Okay. So nest an anchor element within a paragraph. This happens all the time. You see this all the time on websites. So here's a paragraph, right? Inside this paragraph, there is text, and inside that text, there is an anchor tag. So here's a link to freecodecamp.com for all of you to follow. So yeah, you see that all the time. You'll have a paragraph, a section of text, and then inside that text, you can nest an anchor element, a link. Let's break down the example. Normal text is wrapped in a P element. So this is a normal paragraph without an anchor tag, without a link. P, here's a for you to follow. Next is the anchor element, which requires a closing tag. Boom. Target is an anchor tag attribute that specifies where to open the link. The value blank specifies the to open the link in a new tab. The href is an anchor tag attribute that contains a URL address of the link. Boom. A. Boom. So we're going to do this together. The text linked to freecodecamp.org within the A element is called anchor text, which will display the link to click. So here's A, href, target, link. Final output example will look like this. So you see, this is a good example right here. Let me zoom in on that. Oops, I need to go back. What did I just do? I think I might have went. There it is. Wait, no. What did I do? I did something wrong. Here we go. I went back. Sorry. All right. So we go down. Yeah. So this is an example. See, this is a paragraph. This is what the code looks like when you see it on a website. This is a paragraph. Here's then you have the anchor tag nested inside of the paragraph. Link to freecodecamp.org for you to follow. Y'all see that all the time, every day. Y'all see that on Instagram. Y'all see that on websites. Y'all see that everywhere. That's very normal. Not that complex. Nest the existing A element within a new P element. Do not create a new anchor tag. This new paragraph should have text that says view more cat photos, where cat photos is a link and the rest is plain text. All right. So it's saying nest the existing A element within a new P element. Okay. So this is existing, and we're just going to I got to figure out how to use this mic better with the typing. But P I'm a P, you know what I'm saying? I'm not, but I'm playing. All right. And then, all right, so we have a paragraph, opening and closing. Inside of that, we have nested an anchor element. How do we know that? Because look at the indentation. That shows you parent-child relationship. If this is like, it's like in the outline, right? You write an outline, you have point one, then there's A, B, and C of point one, and it's marked by indentation. Same thing with the HTML. So you should only have one A element. I'm going to the acceptance criteria now. So there's only one. The A element should link to here. Looks like we got that. Your A element should have an anchor text of cat photos. Yes, it does. You should create a new P element. There should be at least 3 total P tags in your HTML code. 1, 2, 3. Your P element should have the text view more with a space after it. Okay, what is this saying? We'll go back to that. Your A element should not have the text view more. No. Each of your P elements should have a closing tag. This is closed, this is closed, this is closed. Each of your A elements should have a closing tag. Closed. This is probably not going to work right. I'm kind of trying to understand. Maybe it's just me having a brain fart. Your P element should have the text view more with a space after it. Oh, I think this is what it is. Let me run this and see. I think it's going to be like this. View more space and then cat photos like that. Let's see. I think that's what that means. Oh, it does. Ooh, I'm so smart. Hey. All right, let's go to the next thing. All right. So, make dead links using the hash symbol. Sometimes you want to add A elements to your website before you know where they link. This is only handy. This is also handy when you're changing the behavior of a link using JavaScript, which we will learn about later. The current value of the href attribute is a link that points to this. Replace the href with the value pound, also known as the hash symbol, to create a dead link. Okay. Coding is basically knowing the basics, follow instructions, and apply the instructions. In a lot of ways, yes. It'll get more complicated. We'll get to that point, but for right now, we don't need to get there. But I'll break it down for y'all and show y'all how to do that. So don't even worry about that. We're not even there yet. We're at the simple stuff. And again, the thing is, y'all rock with me. I'm one of one as far as how I'm gonna present this. You're not going to get anybody else on the internet that's going to explain this and give this to you with layman's terms like this, be able to have references that you're going to understand, do it with style, play all the type music at the same time. You're not going to get this combination anywhere else on the internet. I can say that. And I'm going to be transparent. I'm not the best coder in the world. There's more I got to learn. This stuff is always changing. But the complete package, the total package of knowing what I'm talking about, explaining it, being relatable, having empathy with people, being able to get you comfortable so that the mystery and the things that might make you self-conscious about doing it, you're not going to find it anywhere else. So, why are we doing a dead link? So this is simple. All it is remember how we did the ID where we put the pound sign? When you want to make a dead link, you just do the pound sign without anything else. The reason why you'll do that is, let's say you're building the app and you just want to create a structure, or you're building a website and you want to create structure, and you know you're going to put links somewhere, but you don't know where those links are going to go yet. But you're designing, let's say, a nav bar, and you want to see how it looks, and you want to make the design first before you know where it's linking to. You'll make a dead link. So then that way you know what it looks like. So let's say we were building this app right here, and we know that we want this app to have the cat photos and it's going to go here, but we don't know where the URL of the cat photos is yet. You just put a dead link, so at least you can have the link showing up on the website and you can style it and see what it's going to look like visually. Then later on you'll come back and then put in the actual URL so it's not a dead link and it's a live link. Press 1 if you understand what I'm saying. So your A element should be a dead link with the value of the href attribute set to a pound. So it's a dead link. We have A attribute, opening, closing tag, href, and it's going to pound. So let's run the test. Boom, give me a pound for that. You feel me? Next challenge. Hey, and everybody that's been sticking with me for this hour, bro, I appreciate it. Anybody that's stuck with me, DM me later if you want any like personal consultation on this or all that. I'll give you a free consultation. I appreciate you being here. You're my day ones. This is the first stream of many I'm gonna do. So y'all are with me doing this. I appreciate y'all's help. Thank you so much. Y'all helping me grow, and I'm helping y'all get some games so that you can change your life. Turn an image into a link. All right. I got to get some chapstick real quick. Like I said, if I smile too hard, I'm going to bleed to death. This is bothering me. I keep licking my lips like LL Cool J, and it's not helping. So let me get some Carmex real quick. So I'm going to take a Carmex break. I'm probably the first podcaster to ever do a Carmex break, so I guess that's cool. But give me a second. I'm about to take care of this and come right back. So I got another song for y'all.
June on the beat. June on the beat.
Whoa, I'ma take it from you like I own it. She like, you ain't gotta do that and you know it. But way ass that girl, I'm posted. She like, you don't want it bad as I want it. Whoa, you don't want it bad as I want it. Whoa,
I want it. She waking up asking for a round two. I can see the freak inside you. She like, better something you already knew. Cause every time I see you, I just jump on you. Now she wetter than the lake. She broke up with her last dude, he was fake. She calling me the realest of them all. These niggas ain't real, not at all. Now climb up on this bed and jump on top of me. She said I own it all, you my property. She told me drop your bitches, they ain't topping me. Making my main shit properly. I'ma take it from you like a hornet. She like, you ain't gotta do that and you know it. Well, where you ass at, girl, I'm posted. She like, you don't want it bad as I want it. Whoa, you don't want it bad as I want it. Whoa, you don't want it bad as I want it. Look, baby, what you doing after that, though? She like me and my girls, we going solo. She like the club, close at 2, so can you stay close? I'm like, I'm pulling up on you when that bitch.
Shout out my nigga TD. Okay, I got the Bay on my back, A on my hat, HK on the hip, AK in the back. Play and we clap, you niggas got handgun flow. I go AK on the track. Got it sounding like a day in Iraq. What these little niggas strapped like they in Iraq. Say nation on the rise, it was way in.
Yeah, y'all gonna be hearing some music y'all never heard before messing with me. I got a whole playlist that people be like, what song is that? What song is that? What song is that? I listen to a lot of underground music that hella go. That's also something, too, with outside of this. If you dating or whatever, or you around people and you want to charm them, have a slapping-ass playlist of songs they've never heard of. Goes a long way. All right, so let's get back to it. So we're going to turn an image into a link. So you can make elements into links by nesting them with an A element. Nest your image within an A element. Here's an example. So we have an anchor tag. And again, this is why opening and closing tags are big, because that's what enables the nesting, the opening and closing tags. So you have your anchor right here, your link. It's dead right now, right? Going to inside of that link is an image. The source is that. The alt text is that. And then there's the closing tag. Remember to use pound as your A element's href property in order to turn it into a dead link. So place the existing image within an anchor element. So we have it right here. So simple. We just do A. I'm going to space this so you can see it better. And I'm going to close it. Put this down. It's closed because we have a forward slash. And then once you've done this, hover over. So let's see the acceptance criteria. So the existing image element should be nested within the A element. We did that. It should be a dead link. So again, just a lot of copy and pasting. I could just do this. Copy it, paste it. Then each of your elements, A element should have a closing tag. So I think it's good. Let's see one more time. Should be nested. Yes. Dead. That. Let's run it. We good to go. Next challenge. All right. So create a bulleted unordered list. HTML has a special element for creating unordered lists or bullet point style lists. Unordered lists start with an opening UL element followed by any number of LI elements. Finally, unordered lists close with UL. All right. So, for example, UL, LI, LI, UL. So again, remember, parent, child. So this is an unordered list. So this is what you're going to do on websites, like when you want to just put things in bullet points and it's not like with 1, 2, 3. So that's what it means by ordered and unordered. If it's ordered, there's going to be something noting like order of style, but unordered means it's going to be bullet points. So here, we're going to do this right now. So it says, Remove the last two P elements and create an unordered list of 3 things that cats love at the bottom of the page. So we're going to remove this. Then it says we're going to create a UL element. So I'm literally just going to copy and paste this. You should have 3 LI elements. So in an unordered, see how this works? This is an unordered list. Press 1 if you're with me. This is basically what this is, just milk and cheese. See, UL, opening, closing tag. So this is the whole unordered list. Within the unordered list, you have 2 elements right now, milk and cheese. But this is telling us they want 3 things. So all we'll just do is just copy this, paste this at the bottom. Now we have 3 things, you see? And then with that said, you should have a closing tag. Your element should have, so UL, opening, closing, 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 closing. Your LI element should not contain any empty string or only white space. It looks like it doesn't care what we put as the actual things as far as what's inside of the text of the LI. So I'm going to just run the tests and we're good. All right, cool. Now we're going to create an ordered list. So an ordered list. HTML has another special element for creating ordered lists or numbered lists. So remember, this is unordered, which means it's going to be just bullet points. But if it's an ordered list, it's going to have the different way of showing it with order with numbers. So ordered lists start with an opening tag of OL, and then the ordered lists are closed with OL with that. So OL, OL. So it says this will create an ordered list with that. So create an ordered list with the top 3 things cats hate. It looks like it doesn't have anything. It's going to tell us. So we're going to copy this. You should have an ordered list with the top 3 things cats hate. That's in there. So that's copied. We're just going to do it like that. We're going to indent this. Proper indentation is key. That's a big part of coding. You need to have things properly indented so it's easier to see. What I'll even do further is I'm going to put spaces in between these so that you can see it better within the code. So you see there's the first unordered list with the P tag over it with things cat love. Then you have the second list, which is unordered list and with things they hate. So you should have an ordered list for top 3 things cats hate. We have that. You should have an unordered list for things they love. We already did that. You should only have 1 OL element. We only have 1. You should have 3 LI elements, so we don't have 3. So we're going to copy this and put this in. And then your UL should have a closing tag, yes. Your OL should have a closing tag, yes. Your LI should have a closing, yeah. Your LI elements in an unordered list should not be empty. Your LI should not be empty. So these are not empty. Why they're not empty? Because they have text in them. This isn't telling us to put anything they hate, so I'm going to just run it with that. It's just basically just to have us run the code, right, and have an example. See? Boom. Go to the next challenge. All right, let me duplicate this. I want to see how far we are in this right now. So we're like halfway through. So we're on create an ordered list. I guess I should have logged in, but it's all good. I mean, we know where we're at. So we're at create an ordered list. We're at create a text field now. All right. I'm going to stop it from there today. I'm going to do another live stream and then we'll finish that. So let me write this down in my notes. So free code camp. part 1 stopped at text link at create a text field. All right. So that's going to be a series I'm going to be doing, and we're going to go start to finish through Free Code Camp. I'm going to go I haven't even finished Free Code Camp. So we're going to do this together. I'm going to literally challenge myself, and I'm going to go from the start to the finish, and you're going to see me do everything. There's things I haven't even done with this before. So I'm literally going to figure this out. We're going to be doing this together, and you're going to see how this works. So it might not be all the way through this year. It might take me some years to do it, but we're going to go through this and figure it out, because there's not many people that have finished Free Code Camp from start to finish. But again, I'm being accountable to y'all. I'm providing a service. I want to be somebody that's telling y'all what to do and help you level up, and it's going to help me level up. So we're literally going to go start to finish with this thing. So again, this is episode 1, y'all. This is just the start. We're going to go through this. I appreciate everybody tuning in. And again, if you go through this and learn these different things, you don't even have to finish this, but you'll get to a point where you'll understand enough to where you can start your own portfolio, and then you can make your projects, and then you can get a job. And again, I was able to, through some time, figure it out. And then through the pandemic, when I was able to get my stuff cracking, I was able to get everything going. I learned 2 languages. I went on a website, found some tutorials and did them, built some clones of Netflix and Amazon. And within a week of applying, I got a remote lucrative job making 6 figures. So I'm going to help y'all to get to that point. I'm going to walk y'all through this. So again, thank y'all. We're going to end with some music. This is just the start. I'm very excited about this. And thank y'all for tuning in. This is just the start of this thing.
Right down, 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 right down. I know how it be when you're trying your best, but you turn around and you got nothing to show for it. So you stay on your grind, trying to get to the shine, even turn the crowd.